So this is the HSL, actually round 2 between the purple Zerg Fleetfoot and the blue Protoss Rman. Once again, in this HSL tournament, we have people of various skill. So Rman is actually going to be playing this at 90% handicap to Fleetfoot. And this is a PvZ on the map Daybreak. We're even playing the GSL edition. So the difference with the GSL edition from the latter edition is, first off, this neutral supply depot. It prevents some cheeses from happening to Zerg, especially. And this middle base has, as you can see, 6 Murder Patches and a rich Vespene Geyser instead of 2 normal Vespene Geysers. So basically you mine a little bit less taking the middle, which is how it should be, I think. The latter edition one is slightly imbalanced. I wouldn't make a big deal about it. Whatever. So the first thing we see is this pylon out here. This pylon signifies that this Protoss is going to be going for a Forge Fast Expand, which is extremely standard. It gives him a free expansion, basically no pressure. It's really hard for the Zerg to all-in a Forge Fast Expand on this map. The map is so huge that if it is scouted, by the time if the Protoss can scout an all-in moving out here, they can put down a cannon, and the cannon will actually be finished before you get there, assuming it's a roach all-in. So it's basically impossible to break this with an all-in. So the first non-standard thing, though, in this game has already happened. This gas is extremely non-standard. And this pool is okay, but the gas is extremely non-standard. So the basic concept behind PvZ and the counter to the Forge Fast Expand is you want to get 3 bases. When you see the Forge Fast Expand, the Protoss is basically saying, hey look, I'm going to get a free Nexus, and the Zerg's response is supposed to be, you know what, I need to take this base, I need to take this base, I need to have 3 bases compared to the Protoss's 2. If I'm on even base with the Protoss, that's no good for me. So the reason that most people don't get this gas and don't get this Zergling speed that you can see is started, this is the reason why Fleetfoot got that gas. He's stopped mining gas. He's getting the speed, and the reason you don't do that as Zerg, first off, you actually lose a lot of minerals mining this gas. You might not think you do, but you do. First off, you even lose a drone for building it, and then second off, you lose all the mining time that you have on it. And look at what is speed really going to do? He's not going to be able to get in here when speed finishes. Look, speed's not even halfway done, and this cyber core is going to come out. And oh my god, the overlord stopped. Oh, he's getting the booty tap. Oh my god, the tap. Losing an overlord to a cannon is probably the worst feeling in the world in this matchup. And oh, one more hit. Oh wow. Oh, production tab. So as we can see, look, this metabolic boost is 30 seconds off, and you're not gonna get lings in. So the point of that fast speed, there actually is no real point to it in this matchup when you see a Forge Fast Expand. So that's why a ton of people have actually stopped doing the Forge Fast Expand. Fleetfoot actually moved the drone all the way down to build this hatchery when he already had a drone there. It's probably actually nerves getting to him a little bit. He's probably a little bit nervous about this match. I know he was actually really worried about his first match, but irregardless. This chrono boost on this forge is actually really bad. You don't ever want to do that. Never, ever, ever. First off, his warp gate is slow. Second off, by the time this warp gate finishes, this +1 is going to be done. And look at the time, 160 and 160. So there's no point at all to chrono boost this forge ever. You should be only chrono boosting warp gate. You should be chrono boosting probes to get your econ out. You never chrono boost this +1. If you're going for a +2 blink timing, you can chrono boost the +2, not the +1. The +1 is never chrono boosted in this matchup. You actually hurt your economy quite a bit by chrono boosting it. Don't do that. So anyway, we're seeing a pretty standard build, but yes, the gas actually slowed Fleetfoot down quite a bit. Look at this hatchery. This hatchery is actually going to pop out at 6:45. This hatchery is supposed to pop out right around 5:30, maybe, I want to say. Let's see. Yeah, I would say 5:30. So he's actually a minute and 15 seconds behind, just because of mining the gas and probably just a little bit of nerves and not really smoothing out the build, probably not practicing as much, because this is a 1v1 build. And also, it's a very specific build. Stefano made this build extremely popular. But the one amazing thing that Fleetfoot is doing is look at all the vision he has on this map. He just lost this watchtower and lost that watchtower. But either way, he scouts this proxy pylon, which is really good for him. I'd really like to see him put an overlord down here, because there's going to be, if there is pressure, there's probably going to be a proxy pylon here. I love this overlord here, because there will probably be a proxy pylon up here too, or possibly. I guess this overlord kind of scouts this area, so that's fine. He just needs to retake the watchtowers and make sure that everything is looking alright. So here comes this crucial moment in the game. Right around 8 minutes, this warp gate finishes. So it takes about 10 seconds for your gateways to turn into warp gates, and then you also have to warp in to get a full production cycle, which is like another 5-10 seconds. So most Zerg players will start building units at the 8:30 mark. So at 8:30, you want to have as many drones as possible. Stefano's very, very well known for having in the mid 50s to low 60s in drones. As you can see, Fleetfoot is actually in the 46 range, which is quite a bit low. But he has to be starting his unit production, and look, he is starting his unit production, so that's fine. He should be safe. He might not be able to produce enough units to stop a really well timed out all-in, but Rman is at 90%, so this attack will be fine. So he's starting his +2 and going DT. So I guess he's going DT with a warp prism and a more. He's basically going everything. I like the sniping of this proxy pylon actually by Fleetfoot, which is really good. This force field is actually a really nice force field looking back. I don't know if that force field is necessary, but this is a really nice force field. Now he can micro back. But Zealots beat Roaches, actually, if the Roaches are not microed. Not very many people realize that. They kind of just think, oh, well, you know, Roaches kind of just murder Zealots. But if a Zealot is allowed to wail on a Roach, the Zealot actually wins. So the force fields were really, really good that time. But because Rman has gone so much into tech, Robo, DT Shrine, Blink, +2 attack, he's not going to have many units at all. In fact, let's look at the unit count. 1 Immortal, 5 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, that's it. Look at his money. His money's really low. This is almost, I want to say, arrogance on his part. That he's going for so much tech at once. It's either arrogance or a mistake. Again, the Stefano no gas 3 base into double gas Roach actually maxes at 11 minutes. So this build that Rman is doing, he's basically counting on the fact that Fleetfoot is not going to be doing the build very efficiently, or maybe that he just believes he's just that much better. Oh, and now the DTs are warping in, and we're going to see how Fleetfoot's reaction is. He actually has 0 detection. He has an Overseer starting, 2 Spores starting, but oh man, I don't know how much I like Rman splitting up these DTs actually, because he's really not microing them. I mean, this DT killed a Queen, this DT is going for a Spore, which is fine, but he has to know Overseers are building. To be perfectly honest, okay, so he's I guess he's managing this DT, which is very good. Fleetfoot unfortunately isn't running his drones, which he should be. But when I think about it, I think he probably should just focus down this hatchery. With 3 DTs hitting it, and the amount of time it takes to #1 build an Overseer, and then kill the DTs, he might have been able to snipe that hatchery. I mean, to me it looked like he was planning on sacrificing these DTs anyway. He lost 1 here, he lost 1 here, so it looked like they were suicidal DTs anyway. I kind of wish he sniped this 3rd. If he kills this 3rd, he's in magnificent shape. Oh, a nice Zergling here to scout this 3rd that's going to be coming out. Rman does see the Zergling there, and he will go and kill it, but that should be an indication to Fleetfoot, especially seeing this pylon here, that there's going to be a 3rd up. So here comes a Robotics Bay for Colossus, and adding on more warp gates, but remember he split his tech up quite a bit, so even though he killed a lot of units, that's like 17 workers killed, his army is still extremely small. I really do believe that This must be some sort of arrogance from Rman. Maybe this is just his best matchup, and this is just what he feels really comfortable with. But